And welcome everybody. So what is going on? It's me, TV. And there's a lot of transfers today, but I really want to talk about 4 transfers in general. And 4, that's actually pretty much a lot for me as well, but I could have even done 6 or 7 because there are so many transfers that I haven't actually talked about that are now sort of coming to the final stage. And sometime next week, because obviously today is Saturday, if I'm correct, but sometime next week I'm going to do a video on who can replace Sama. Then I'm going to do a video on what we can expect from Ancelotti. Then I'm also going to do a video on, what was I going to do? I was going to do a third video about something else, but I'll remember that some probably later on today. But expect 3 special videos next week. But let's actually talk about transfers, because there are a lot of transfers coming out. And I want to start with the transfer that literally just happened around 5 minutes ago, and I saw that 5 minutes ago. I was like, okay, you know what, let's make a transfer talk. So that basically the inspiration for today's video, and that is the fact that Mario Götze is apparently he's apparently agreed personal terms with Dortmund. Now this is according to Bild, and you all know how Bild normally is. When they make a story like this, you know, when they make a breaking story like that, they're normally spot on, usually. Take it with a grain of salt. I'd say 90% of the times they're correct, 10% of the times they're not correct. And that's only when they're doing the breaking story, which they're doing with the Götze story right now. So, this is apparently very credible. Apparently. Take that, like I said, take it with a grain of salt, but I think this one is pretty much guaranteed so far. But I should really turn my phone off because I don't want to have the constant vibration in the background of this video. But yeah, like I said, Götze is apparently agreed personal terms with Dortmund. Now, what Bild are writing is that Dortmund have offered 23 million euros and Bayern want 27 million euros, which I think probably it's going to be at 25 million. I think just meet halfway and it's going to be 25 million. Now, the thing with Dortmund is they've been looking at Schürrle. Today it came out that they've been looking at Sissoko as well. So they're looking at a lot of players, you know, that can fill that kind of role. And it looks like Götze is one of those players as well. Which would be interesting, because just the general, you know, just my general view on how people think about Götze. You have one half of people that say that, you know, Götze should stay, he should play, you know, under Ancelotti he might be able to, you know, revive his career, if you want to say that it's dead. But you get the gist. You have one group of people that say he should stay, and the other group of people are saying that, you know, he shouldn't stay. Or the other group of people are saying that, yeah, you know, he's been here now for what, 2-3 years, and has he really done much? I'm personally, I know I said that there are 2 groups. I'm personally in the middle. For me, it's like, if you want to go, you know, go. At least pick a good team. You know, a team where you know you're gonna get game time, where you know you're gonna get minutes, where you know you can improve. So if you're gonna go to a team that, you know, that offers you all that. If you're gonna stay, know that I don't think we're gonna change the system too much. I don't think we're gonna change our playing style too much. So if you're gonna stay, just know that it's not gonna be rosy. That's basically how I think about it. I'm not on either side. I personally, I don't. If he stays, I don't care. If he goes, I really don't care, as long as it's a good team. So that's just my thoughts on Götze. Now, as I mentioned, I think this is about 90% accurate that this actually happened. That, you know, he's actually agreed personal terms with Dortmund. And ultimately, it's going to be interesting to see whether Bayern and Dortmund can agree terms of the transfer fee. Like I said, I think 25 million, yes, it would be pretty much half the money that we paid. But ultimately, you know, that's just the way the market is right now, and that's just the way Götze is right now as well. So yeah, that's the Götze story. Next up, we have a story that isn't really a story, but it's basically a little bit confirmed at this point, and that's Benatia having a medical at Juventus. Once he actually signs the deal, I will make a video, obviously a separate video on that. But he went there in the morning today to have his medical, and later on it was confirmed that he has successful medical. So all that's missing is really the signature. So he's basically as good as gone to Juventus. And, you know, I've given my thoughts on Benatia a few times already, but I think that ultimately he's a good defender, but he's just always injured. I think Lam today he came out and he said something very similar, where he said that, you know, Benatia is a very good guy, he's a very good player. The only problem, he's a very good player when he's fit. The only problem is that he's never fit, and therefore, you know, it's not really reliable. So if he can go to Juventus and maybe, you know, stay fit or whatever, then, you know, that's a great move for him. And ultimately, if he can revive, his career isn't there, but ultimately, if he can play without getting injured, then he's going to be a huge addition to any team. So in that case, you know, I'm very happy for him. It hasn't worked out for him at Bayern, but that's just the way it is sometimes. So good luck, Benatia, at Juventus. and ultimately, thank you for playing for us, essentially. But next up, we have basically the replacement, essentially, for Benatia, and that's according to Sky Sport News. So, yeah, that's very credible. That's very credible. That's like the ultimate, not the ultimate, but it's on the same level as like an exclusive build. I'd say it's a 9 out of 10 ultimately. And Sky Sport News said that we were looking at Koulibaly. And yes, I've not watched him that much, to be fair. I'll be totally honest here. I've not watched him that much, but Sky Sport News, they're saying that he can play as a centre back, which I obviously know, because I have watched a few videos of him, but I've not actually watched him live and actually just observed him. But he can play as a centre back and he can play as a right back. Now, I did not know that he could play as a right back. And if he plays as a right back, then the rumor about Rafinha moving could potentially be true as well. I was not actually going to talk about the Rafinha rumor, but I might as well just link it in with the Koulibaly rumor. So, like I said, if he can play as a centre back and as a right back, then we might as well get him, because then we can have him as a backup for right back, and as a backup for centre back, essentially. So ultimately, I'd be very happy. Now, it depends how expensive he is, obviously, because it's all a matter of money. Ultimately, I don't want us to spend like 50 million on him or something, which I doubt we're gonna do. I think the rumors have been around 25 million, and if that is the case, I'm very happy with that, because ultimately I don't want us to overpay, because there are still a lot of other, if for that kind of money we could still buy other players. If we were to, for example, spend 50 million on a centre back, we could go for someone much more high profile. But I'll have to watch him. I'll have to watch a few Napoli games, and ultimately then make my mind up on how good he is or if he's good. So I'll probably make it if he's gonna sign. Like I said, Sky Sports saying we've been talking to him. So if he's gonna sign, I'll give you my full thoughts on that. By that time, I should probably have observed him carefully. But the last story for today is that veteran called Luca. Now, I've not actually been talking about him whatsoever, just because normally when there's a rumor about a player, you always have like the rumor coming out from either the country of the player or where the player is playing at, and then you have the rumors coming from the place where the player is going. So in this case, you'd have Germany, for example, and Croatia. So this time, that wasn't actually the case. This time it wasn't the case, and that's why I didn't actually make a video, because there were no rumors about him from Germany. So I was like, if the rumors are only coming from one side, I don't think they're that credible. But ultimately, it turned out that he has rejected Bayern, according to his agent, who said that simply because Bayern too many defenders, and he doesn't want Luka to join there ultimately because he wouldn't get game time. Which, I could fully understand, because every player wants to play the games ultimately, but it's a shame. It's a shame. I've seen a bit of him in the Euros, but not that much. It's not that much. From what I've seen, he was decent, but yeah, that's it. That's it. Like I said, with the Koulibaly rumor as well, it looks like we're looking at another centre back. So now the question is, which centre backs are we actually looking at? Koulibaly is one. Luka was another. Didn't pan out. Koulibaly might be one. Who knows? We'll see. If there are any others, I don't know. But these are all the transfer rumors that I have for you today, ladies and gentlemen. As always, people, you can rate, comment, favorite, subscribe. Like I said, watch out for a few small special videos next week. But as always, people, you can rate, comment, favorite, subscribe. You can peace out and have a nice day. Bye.